And now we've gone about 2 weeks fast forwarding, and as you can see, Ray set up on a mound at this point, and in our last video, he was not on a mound. We did not have access to it, but I don't want him working a ton off a mound because he's going to not see that many pitching mounds during the season anyway. He's going to be pitching off flat ground. But I think this helps display the improvement that we've made here in just a short period of time with very, very little work. To be honest with you, more of video analysis and looking at it back and forth, and discussing and explaining where the power comes from as he saw the professional videos, and as he looks at the booklet here that displays the proper positions at the various parts during the various parts of the delivery. So, as we zoom Ray forward in this delivery, you will see that he has a much more quality leg lift. It's much more parallel. He's starting to lean back a little bit there, but we've made some strides. Still breaking his hands a little early. He's breaking it right there as he drops his hands by his shoulder. He needs to be bringing those hands down to his belly button before he breaks them because it's still throwing off his timing. But we're taking small steps forward, and we'll correct one thing at a time. But getting much more power with that lead hip. He's a lot stronger on his back leg. He's leaning in with his lead hip to initiate the forward momentum. We still got to get his knee a little bit more forward, opening up those legs because he's getting a little knock-kneed there. He still wants to lead by sliding that foot out, which is causing a closure in his delivery. But it may cause him to need to over-rotate as he's coming through, and it might cause some issues of control. But we made a lot of progress. He's getting into a good throwing, getting a good long stride, getting that foot, like I said, another 6 inches out in front of him. It's a little blurry, but as he makes that landing motion, now he's landing. He's still leaning back. It's hard to tell in the blur of this video. This particular video player is not very good. But he is still leaning back, and we're going to correct that. But we haven't worked on anything like that this week. But you can barely see the outline of his hand in this frame as his hand is back in the throwing motion still. And even right here, as he is transferring his weight to his forward leg, his back arm, his throwing arm needs to be cocked back. He's getting rid of the ball way too early in his delivery, and it's really costing him the use of his momentum and his size. But as you can see, we make little strides, and he's making progress as we go through. And I'll speed this up to the next pitch. Smiling as usual. There's Ray. And good strong leg kick. That's what I wanted to see. I didn't want to see that backwards leg lean because it was forcing a closure of his shoulders, and so they are staying more parallel. Again, with the early handbrake, he's breaking it right there when his hands get down to his letter height on his chest, and he needs to hold on to right about there with his handbrakes, but he's getting closer. We will work on that in the days to come. I need to get him to lean a little bit more out over that front leg, but we'll get him to open those legs up a little bit. And you can see his back arm is in the cocked position. It's about 90 degrees. He still has a low shoulder in the back, and that's because of that backwards tendency to lean as he comes through. one more throw. So we fixed a few things. That's a much better handbrake right there. Maybe not. He needs to hold that on just a half a second. Not even a half a second longer. It should be, his hands should still be together right now at this position in his delivery. And that early handbrake is really throwing everything out of sync from there forward, because the momentum is just lost. We get that lean fixed, and I think we're going to be in business with Ray. So, and I think he'll be less injury prone in the days to come.